Oke, mulai ya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, now we meet again, but now the topic is conversation skills by Arif, Dyah, and Hanif. Next slide. In conversation skills, we will explanation about 10 ways, some tips and tricks to have a better conversation. The first is conversation. Conversation is emphasizing conversational skills through role-playing, discussion, and interactive activities help students gain confidence and practical language abilities in various social contexts. Conversations are interactive exchange of information between two or more participants. They typically involve a series of messages or spoken words, allowing individuals to share thoughts, ideas, and emotions. Effective conversations require active listening, truthful response, and mutual understanding of the topic at hand. And next slide. Now, this is 10 ways to have a better conversation. For the first is active listening, is focus on what the other person is saying without interrupting, show genuine interest, and respond appropriately. For active listening is a crucial component of effective communication. It involves not only hearing the words spoken but also understanding the underlying emotions and intentions. By focusing on what the other person is saying without interrupting, you create an environment that encourages open communication. For example, like, I understand how you're feeling about the situation. Can you share more about your experience? We can say this to other person. And next, for the second ways is maintain eye contact. Eye contact conveys attentiveness and interest. However, be mindful not to stare blindly is key. Maintaining eye contact is another key element. Signaling attentiveness and genuine interest. Striking the right balance is essential, as excessive staring can be perceived as intrusive. Establishing a connection through eye contact helps build rapport and demonstrates respect for speaker. For example, like we say, looking into someone's eyes while talking shows that you're engaged in the conversation. Okay, next slide. For the third will be presented by Dyah. Dyah, time is yours.
Okay. The third one is ask open-ended questions. Encourage meaningful dialogue by asking questions that require more than a simple yes or no answer. This invites the other person to share more about themselves. If you have a conversation with someone, like two of you, it's better if you give them a question and the other person is have to answer, but it's not about yes or no. So if you, for example, if I ask Arif like, what's your name? And then Arif say, my name is Arif. And then I ask again with other question. We put the example here. Instead of, did you have a good day? Ask, What was the highlight of your day? So, so an answer of this question is more than a yes or no. If someone asks you like how's your day, you will not you will not give the answer like yes or no, right? So you will have an answer like my day was perfect, full, my day was fun, my day was having fun, something like that. And the fourth is be mindful of nonverbal cues. Pay attention to body language and facial expressions. Nonverbal cues often convey emotions and thoughts that may not be expressed verbally. If you have a conversation, you must be have expression. If the person that you talk to, uh, they they give you a statement like uh I getting sick. For example, the person talk to you that like I getting sick, my head so dizzy, something like that, and you must be give the answer like, oh my god, I'm sorry that you may be recover you have to be recovery, something like that, with the expression little bit sad. We put example here. I can imagine that it must have been tough for you. How did you cope with it? The fifth is avoid interrupting. Let the speaker finish before responding. Interrupting can disrupt the flow of conversation and make the other person feel unheard. If you have a conversation with the person, don't interrupt them. Like, let them uh, explain let them explain clearly, and then you can wait them to explain it. If you interrupt their word, it must be what we call it, yeah, an appropriate behavior, and that's totally not polite. We put example here. I'm sorry, go ahead and finish your thought. I didn't mean to cut you off, something like that. The example is so much polite to practice it. Okay, the next one will be presented by Hanif. Hanif, time is yours.
Okay, because Hanif have a problem with their internet. For the six is empathize. Put yourself in the other person's shoes to understand their perspective. Empathy fosters a deeper connection and understand. For example, smiling and nodding can convey warmth and agreement during a discussion. And next is share personal experience. When appropriate, share your own experience. This can create a more relatable and engaging conversation. This creates a more dynamic and engaging interaction as it allows both parties to connect on a more personal level. Like example, I'm setting aside my phone so I can give you my full attention right now.
Uh, okay, next. 8. Stay positive. Maintain a positive tone and focus on constructive aspects of the conversation. Avoid unnecessary criticism or negative remarks. Example, let me clarify my point. What I mean was 9. Mind your tone. Be mindful of your tone of voice. Warm and friendly tone contributes to a more pleasant conversation. Example, I heard you enjoy hiking. I recently explored a beautiful trail. Have you been there? Next slide. 10. Know when to wrap up. Be aware of the conversation natural progression and know when it's time to conclude. This prevent conversation from becoming drowned out or uncomfortable. Example, I hadn't thought about it that way before. Can you help me understand your 5 point better? Next slide. Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
guys. Uh, there are some tips and tricks from us to have a better conversation. But in conclusion, active listening, maintaining eye contact, asking open-ended questions, being mindful of nonverbal cues, avoiding interruptions, empathizing, sharing personal experience when appropriate, staying positive, minding your tone, and knowing when to wrap up are essential elements of effective communication. By incorporating these practice, you can foster meaningful connection, build rapport, and contribute to a more engaging and constructive dialogue with others. Thanks for watching and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.